Hey everyone, it's Anthony Ramos from GLAAD. Zachary, I'm going to help over to you first. Curious what sort of, personal experiences with self-discovery, love coming out did you draw from in order to kind of be a part of telling this story?
Well, Harold is definitely a character who has delved into his own psyche. He's someone who I think has really analyzed himself from a lot of different angles. He has really been able to integrate his own self-loathing in a way that allows him to transform it into a kind of power. I've had a lot of therapy in my own life, and I feel like that is a real gift on many levels, and certainly in kind of exploring the psyches of these men, and particularly in the context of the society that they existed in. I think my therapy has been really invaluable, and yeah, I mean, I do feel like the fact that I feel very different as a person from the character I'm playing is a testament to the fact that I'm incredibly fortunate, first of all, to live in the time that I live in, and also to be able to um, understand from a perspective how different my life is and my journey is, and how grateful I am for that.
Charlie, for your character, people don't, they don't necessarily take him seriously. They like to kind of like throw a jab at him. And I think it brings up an interesting topic of varying levels of acceptance within our own community. What did you learn kind of about that by playing this character?
Well, I think a lot of where the character came from was in the joy I found going into the social history of the period, and reading some sort of autobiographical takes about sex work in the 40s, 50s, and 60s in American cities, and learning about the scene in the late 1960s in New York specifically. And what was really beautiful about it, and what became really beautiful about that for me about Cowboy, was that these were spaces that, you know, could be broken into at any moment by a police raid. It was often very mixed in terms of the kind of gender expression on display. There were trans folks and gender nonconforming folks, and hookers and johns, and sort of, artsies and queer folk in the village. And Cowboy would have been a part of that scene. And so I think in that way, he is kind of the most familiar with the breadth of possibility in New York at that time over all of these other men. And that may be a reach. But as somebody who's come to New York, as a character who's come to New York to start a new life and figure himself out, I think Cowboy takes an immense amount of joy in just being around people. And I think that joy is carried into this room with these men. To have found any sense of community, to just kind of be there and be present in the moment with other gay men, is enough for Cowboy. And that kind of joy was something I wanted to bring to the character.
Thank you so much for sharing. Zachary, what does it mean for you to be, as a gay man, to be a part of keeping the legacy of the boys in the band alive? And, obviously first on stage and now with Netflix, which a tremendous exposure opportunity here.
Yeah, I think the amplification of this story is a really exciting aspect of this for all of us. Having done the play, if that was where it ended, I think that would have been really fulfilling. But the fact that we get to take that experience and now send it out to people all over the world is really meaningful, and in honor of Mart and in honor of all of the men who originated these roles. It feels particularly special, and I think in the creative field there is a kind of lineage that exists, that we're all a part of in different ways. And so to be part of that creative lineage, but also to be a part of that gay lineage, I think is also incredibly special. And to be a member of this company of 9 openly gay, fully realized, successful, thriving men is a testament to how far we've come. And hopefully people in other parts of the world seeing that, recognizing that, and acknowledging that can be some small inspiration for young people, and for people trying to find their own way in the world.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. And we have Ryan Murphy to thank for so much of how far we've come. I'm out of time, but thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.